when Degas began to paint in 1855, the traditional rules of painting had remained unchanged for 300 years. With his easy mastery of portraiture and accepted salon subjects, few realized that he subtly altered all the rules and opened up the picture frame to the informal movement of shifting life that is the modern way of looking at the world. As he turned toward the capture of movement, the life of the ballet dancers became the chief theme of his work. Each day, he would go to the ballet school. With his sketchbook on his knee, he would sit in a corner and catch the curving of an ankle, the reaching of an arm, the transparency of a veil. Then he would close himself in his studio and begin his canvas. Degas moved the figure off-center, caught the bending of a body, turned the lines of action. The play of oblique lines, flattened volumes, and natural light created the illusion of movement and brought life to the picture. Actual observation of the subject, as seen from varying points of view, found new angles, contrasts leading into depth that brought movement toward the spectator. A figure half cut off in close-up, a plunging view downward from above. Often a diagonal composition seen against the light were new ways to compose space. After the last leap, the dancer runs aside, breathless, her hair awry. This also interested Degas, this weight of the body, this moment when the dancer ceases to be a vision of grace and elegance, now a girl crouching, exhausted. "I paint with the line," he said. Drawing surely and rapidly, his color lines became the notations of unexpected tones of reflected light. He painted so many dancers, their figures were for him like the notes written for a song. Outside the studio, Degas found the same qualities of moving grace in the superb forms of thoroughbred racehorses. He liked to find them moving across the open countryside, the epitome of immense energy poised for action. Degas loved to roam the shops and streets, alive to chance gestures, fleeting expressions, attitudes seen at the precise moment when people forgot their reserve. When evening came, Degas left his studio and walked the city streets for hours, recording whatever he saw. The gestures of ordinary life, absorbed in daily tasks, uncovered the real responses of human presence which painters before him had never seen in the living figure. One sees each body, more or less awkward, which he caught in its shifting position, surprised in the unfolding of its special life. Discovering the warm hues of pastel, Degas created flesh with mingled blues and pinks, yellows and greens. Modeling the figure as a volume weighted in the atmosphere, living form assumed a natural, immediate presence. Degas had little use for the endless, fine-spun arguments of critics and academies. He liked to say, the muses do not argue among themselves. They go off to work each day alone. When evening comes and their tasks are done, they meet again and dance. The ordered ritual of the dancer's figures, composing, dissolving, recomposing the alphabet of motion, measures and enters into the constant flow of time. Only stillness is unreal. It is in movement that life exists for Degas. The fugitive pause between two steps, movement and stillness, lightness and weight. From these contrasts, Degas evoked life. The spectator does not see the efforts of the trained dancer. Her path is constructed of music beyond the laws of gravity. She seems to float, caught in another world. The brilliant draftsman, whose color line was a marvel of airy grace, turned pastel into ever richer masses of color. But little by little, as he grew older, Degas lost his eyesight. Now, bold sweeps of flooding color transformed his work. Rich tones and sculptured masses united in a formal procession. A last crescendo of creative mastery flourished in perpetual living balance, and the muses claimed him.